So this is how I feel about that, right? We still don't know to this day what some of the writings means.
Well,
it wasn't meant for
right.
other people to know.
So instead of them saying that they was lacking, intellect, and they only had to use oral communication, I think it was the other way around.
Yeah, just if you don't know what it means, just
say you don't know what it means.
Just say that.
Keep it a buck with yourself. I'm saying, because. What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction.
Yes.
Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 100K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
In the previous video, I talked about what I considered the top 10 lies told about Africa. The biggest being the disingenuous idea that black people sold black people into slavery. I frequently speak about this oversimplification as we cannot apply 21st century Pan-African concepts to 17th or 18th century peoples. The overwhelming majority of African people back then identified in full with their own culture and linguistic group, and not skin color or even phenotype. So what's been implied by that statement is ahistorical at best. But this lie about African people is only a subgroup of an even bigger lie, one of the first lies ever told about our ancestors.
Now, I didn't think this was going to be the topic.
Me either, Sarge. I wasn't ready for this.
So on the African American side of, the people who are a part of our channel, especially after us, publishing the letter, our reaction to the letter, this was a lot of people's questions. A lot of people's wanting to know more about this topic. Didn't know this was the subject.
He's saying that they didn't sell them into slavery?
He's saying that is the misconception. So he didn't say if they did or they didn't yet. He said,
okay.
He also said that we can't view 16th and 17th century people from our today's ideology. So,
I mean, a lot of stuff from back in the day is kind of playing some tricks on people because everybody is in a position today is like they want to really understand. They're tired of being told so many different perspectives. They really want to know.
Yeah.
So.
We haven't discussed a video like this in a long, not discuss a topic like this in a while.
Let's get serious.
Usually, we be prepared. I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, not me either.
Shoot.
What up, African world? It's Home Team here, and welcome back to another video of African history, culture, and worldview. By supporting this channel on Patreon, you're helping in the creation of these videos and supporting this content. If you'd like access to full courses and sources, or you simply want to show your support, you may do so by clicking the Patreon link in the description box below. Before we get into the greatest lie ever told about Africans, let's not forget some of the more well-known ones. The dark continent trope really became one of the most popular lies told about African people. The idea was that Africans were backward savages with no civilization, with the exception of Egypt, which they consistently place outside the sphere of African cultural achievement. Civilizations like ancient Ghana in West Africa weren't privy to much observation, despite it being known for its vast wealth and powerful military, which Muslim writers wrote about. Archaeological reports highlight ancient stone settlements that are believed to be a precursor to Sudanic civilization in the region, not to mention the art of the Yoruba people, who single-handedly forced the world to acknowledge African ingenuity and intelligence, as some try to assign the development of such works to ancient European travelers. There's just too much to ignore when it comes to African civilization. The Dark Continent trope doesn't have any ground to stand on when we consider ancient Meroitic civilization and the great Kushite rulers who started what some scholars call the African Renaissance, which was perhaps the first Renaissance in human history. And let's not forget the largest stone structures south of the Sahara. Great Zimbabwe is just one of many stone structures in the southern African region, revealing the glorious era of Shona civilization. Another lie that consistently makes its rounds in our Western consciousness is that Africans had no writing systems and that they relied on oral communication. Africans used diverse methods to communicate, oral transmission simply being one of them. One of the more popular writing forms.
Talking about a group of people who have over how many languages again?
Exactly.
How'd that go? Because
Exactly.
I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
In West Africa is called Nsibidi, believed to have originated amongst the Ikoi people of Nigeria. This writing form is largely viewed as ideographic or pictographic, conveying messages through symbols. It's interesting that many writing forms in Africa were originally invented for a specific class of people and not intended for public dissemination. For example, Egyptian hieroglyphs were originally only known amongst the priesthood. This is also true for the secret writing form of the Songhai people, who use ideograms to communicate amongst a secret society or religious group. Interestingly enough, this writing form was only revealed to the public in 2010 by a Songhai scholar named Hassimi Maiga. When dealing with African scripts, we can point to the Meroitic script of the Kushites, which to this day has not been fully deciphered. And that's really disappointing, as it would have been incredible to decipher Queen Amanirenas' stela concerning her triumphant interaction with the Romans, in which her primary objectives were met in a treaty. Even Southern Africa has some hidden gems when it comes to writing forms. João de Barros, a distinguished Portuguese analyst of the mid-16th century, upon his visit to Zimbabwe, wrote a very important description concerning the discovery of a writing form in one of the vassal kingdoms of the Mwenimutapa Empire, called Batua. De Barros writes, "Over the gate of the building is an inscription, which neither the Moorish traders who were there, nor others learned in inscriptions could read, nor does anyone know in what character it is written." We really don't know what Joe de Barros saw, but
So this is how I feel about that, right? We still don't know to this day what some of the writings means.
Well,
It wasn't meant
right,
for
right.
other people to know.
So instead of them saying that they was lacking, intellect, and they only had to use oral communication, I think it was the other way around.
Yeah, just if you don't know what it means, just
say you don't know what it means.
Just say that.
Keep it a buck with yourself. I'm saying, because now you out here telling people that they don't know how to read and write when you can't read what they wrote. I'm
so
just saying.
the ignorant one?
I'm just saying.
from his perspective, it seems clear that he viewed what he saw as a sort of writing form which was indigenous to the region. Not even the Swahili traders that accompanied him could decipher it. Unfortunately, we really never hear about this again. Anyway, all this babbling I'm doing is for a reason. The lies told about Africa are many, and I really want us to understand the full scope of it and how grossly inaccurate they are. What may have started out as innocent quickly turned into an agenda that we have yet to undo. But by far, the greatest lie told about Africa has nothing to do with civilization, writing, or any of that. The greatest lie told about Africa actually came from a religious idea. And as we all know, religion has been one of the most powerful forces in human history. It's no wonder that this particular lie affected African people so greatly. It's nearly impossible to ignore the Abrahamic religions when speaking about Afro-descended people, because these religions are a big part of our history, whether we like to admit it or not. They greatly influenced our spiritual paradigms and worldviews. This lie originating amongst the Abrahamic religions, as many of us know, is called the curse of Ham. I don't want to distract with theological history or debate, but in short, the curse of Ham is a misnomer because the curse was really bestowed upon Canaan. Jewish scholars believe that Ham was the ancestor of all black or African people, and this idea was adopted by Arabs and then it was strategically broadened by Europeans to justify the enslavement and demonization of African people. This is the greatest lie that has been told to our people, because it didn't just have physical and psychological repercussions, it also added a spiritual component, because some people within our community actually believe that it's true. And in our attempts at lifting this curse through achievement, acceptance, or spirituality, we turned into concerned, aimless wanderers, heightening confusion and self-hate within our community. It's one of the most powerful invisible enemies we have as Afro-descendant people, one that cannot be tangibly debunked. And although the belief in it has diminished greatly, the residuals may still be felt, because no matter our spiritual beliefs today, many of us were raised with this dark paradigm, and so I think it's important for us to speak on it, especially so that we won't pass this baggage on to the next generation. Anyway, guys, I'm all out. Do you think this is the greatest lie that's ever been told about African people? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if
Okay, so religion is one of those topics we try not to go down on this channel, on our platform. I feel like it's very, very touchy. How do we go about this without discussing the religious part?
There's no feathers that's never gonna be unruffled.
Right.
That's a bar.
Right.
I just think people know, like, you was restrained from reading, but yet you was giving a book that was pushed. That was how can I put it? You was given a book that put you in submission to a person and a belief.
Yeah.
And
hypocritical beliefs, not the book itself,
oh, they
but
used
how
the
the
book.
book was used.
They used the book. Yes, it's about how they used it, and
Yeah.
anybody, like, everybody's perspective is going to be different. So it's in plain sight, y'all. It's really nothing that we can tell y'all that y'all don't know already about it. You feel me? It's like, it's plain sight.
So let's talk about the lie. The lie of Africans selling Africans into slavery, and everybody got on a boat, dropped off in the Americas, dropped off in the Caribbean, Europe, everywhere, right? My first introduction to this lie was in school. It was in the textbooks. So when it's in that type of sector, you believe that lie.
A child is the easiest form of manipulation. You can always get them to believe anything.
Exactly. That's why you have to teach your children and not depend on the system to teach your children. I believe that there was trading going on. There was conquering going on between tribes.
I mean, and look at the system today. There's always something that's offered to you to sell or give somebody up. So they was always put in a position to have to do what the man was telling them to do.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying, to protect themselves.
Right.
And some people was very in position to say, I'm not going to even try to get involved in that stuff. So I got to put me first. And
I do know that there's African leaders who have apologized for their role in the transatlantic slave trade. So I feel like there is some truth to it, but I can honestly say, even today, I don't know the full story of that.
Yeah, of
so
course.
That is why you can read as many books as you want. You can watch as many movies. But because we know that information is tainted, I would rather wait to conclude my real thoughts on it when we get on the motherland. Yeah. When we get to those places to ask those historians.
Yes, that makes sense. And I was thinking about that. Only an elder herself or himself can tell you the closeness of an experience they had to informing a person about something they never knew. like how it was really being operated. And it puzzles me, you know, that they come there, read something on the wall, can't take it in and be like, you know what, these people must be slow. Golly. Let's pick them up ourselves. Like, that's how it kind of played out. So when they did start to bring them back, it's like, man, they can't read. They can't. No, it was y'all that, not y'all, but it was them that wasn't able to read and understand the writings, so they dumbed it down. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people do. They take something they don't understand and they dumb it down instead of trying to see, why is it to this level? Why can't I understand it? Let me try to see what's happening, you know?
But I love that their writings, some of the writings today still have not been deciphered. I love that.
That's just level of powerful.
Yes, powerful. Even with help of people from other languages, people who speak other languages, they can't decipher it. Like, I love that. I absolutely love it.
Even Google struggles to decipher certain languages.
Google be having us.
I'm not there yet, bro. I'm not there yet.
Yeah. So,
good conversation. Yes. Drop it in the comment section down below. Let us know your thoughts. Catch us on our live coming up this week. In the Fridays, Saturdays, we can go in deeper depth about it. So
yeah. So when you guys are commenting on this subject, this is what we want you guys to do, right? There are, let's say, for the people who it affects greatly, which is Africans of the diaspora. There are Africans of the diaspora who may not comment, but they really want to know answers. There are people of other cultures who may not comment, but they really want to know what happened. Believe it or not, there are allies of other cultures, right? Believe that. Whatever. So when you are commenting your perspectives, if you're there, just do it respectfully, because this is a touchy topic. And, you know, we do everything with love and respect. So let's transcend that in the comment section. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our join feature to become a VIP member of the channel. Send in your reaction requests to our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.